Good evening, everyone. My name is Sven Sungard. I have the honor of being your MC tonight for the Wings for Widows 2021 annual benefit. You may recall I know a thing or two about the weather. I've been a meteorologist in the crazy state of Minnesota for 2 decades. We have a wonderful program for you tonight. For the next 40 minutes, you'll be educated and inspired by our nationally known speakers and sensational entertainment. So don't touch that dial until our final toast and tribute. For those of you watching from around the country, we are streaming to you from Minneapolis, Minnesota. It was a lovely fall day here today. Like the weather, life can be unpredictable. When life throws us its meanest curveball, we lose someone we love. It turns out the weather, and in particular bad weather, is useful in describing what men and women experience after the loss of a spouse. If you're a widow or widower watching tonight, you faced and survived the toughest of storms. After losing a spouse, your world goes dark. Your head spins like an F5 tornado. You don't know up from down. You lose all sense of direction. The devastation leaves you speechless, lost, and hopeless. It's no different than after Hurricane Katrina. If you remember the destruction and loss in New Orleans in 2005, we call that a Category 5 hurricane, and it doesn't get worse than that. Losing a spouse, a soulmate, a financial partner, a husband, father, and friend is a Category 5 life event. Most are not prepared for the storm, and after the storm, most don't know how to pick up the pieces and restart their lives. This is what Wings for Widows does. Help men and women devastated by the loss of a spouse pick up the pieces and restart their lives. Tonight, you'll hear about widows and from widows. You'll hear about the great work this organization does, and you'll hear from one widow who was on the receiving end of a Category 5 storm in July 2020. Our conversation with Cheryl will rivet you, so you don't want to miss that. Throughout the program, you'll have a chance to give, and I hope you will. Wings for Widows is a 501c3 public nonprofit organization and does not charge for its services. They are funded nearly 100% by your generous donations, so please give generously. Finally, I want to remind you that our silent auction is open until 9 p.m. Central tonight, so register if you haven't already and bid on your favorite items. There are terrific, one-of-a-kind autographed guitars, sports memorabilia, and much more. Again, you'll have about an hour after our program ends to finalize your bids. But right now, I'm going to introduce our first speaker. In 2017, Chris Bentley had a vision and a calling to start Wings for Widows. Chris is a graduate of the U.S. Naval Academy and served on active duty for 15 years. After the Navy, Chris spent the next decade with food giants Pepsi and Coca-Cola. For the past 15 years, Chris has been a financial advisor, a certified financial planner, and continues to manage a wealth management and investment advisory practice here in the Twin Cities. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming its founder, board president, and executive director, Chris Bentley.
Thank you for that, Sven. Welcome, everyone. We are so excited that so many of you around the country have joined us tonight to talk about a community of men and women not many talk about. I'm talking about widows and widowers. As you might imagine, it's just about all we talk about. And I'm thrilled that hundreds of widows have gathered tonight to support one another by supporting our cause. We embrace this evening because we're here tonight to honor you and your loss, as well as to celebrate you, your journey forward, and the future that awaits you. If you've been negatively impacted by the pandemic, perhaps lost a spouse during COVID or due to COVID, we are so sorry. Our hearts go out to you and those who are still struggling with the disease. So who is Wings for Widows? What do we do? And why is our mission significant? The short answer is beneath our logo. We guide new widows to financial wellness. What does that actually mean? You might think of Wings for Widows as the emergency room for new widows and widowers where we treat financial trauma. If you experience a medical trauma at home, you likely visit the ER, right? You don't try to fix a broken arm at home. You go see a doctor, someone with experience, someone you can trust to take care of you. Likewise, when you lose a spouse, doesn't it make sense to get professional help? Of course. but it's not always available. Most of the clients that we work with don't have a financial advisor, an estate planning attorney, or any network of professionals. Where are you supposed to go? And who should you trust for help? And what about muscling through on your own? If you've never lost a spouse before, how could you possibly know what steps to take and what missteps to avoid? Where do you even start? As we like to say, when you don't know where to start, you start with Wings for Widows. We are the only organization in the country that provides trusted, experienced financial advisors, certified financial planning professionals. I know that's a mouthful, or CFPs, to treat the financial trauma affecting nearly all widows. Financial trauma could be the loss of income, loss of Social Security, moving into more affordable housing, or moving in with relatives, putting children into different schools, or even going back to work. And then there's that whole administrative side of loss, the mountain of forms and checklists. It's often overwhelming. Our expert coaches work with our widow clients for weeks and sometimes longer to help heal the financial trauma by providing pro bono financial planning. We address immediate concerns as well as provide financial clarity, as in, okay, this is my situation, here are my options, and now perhaps I can make some decisions. Financial clarity brings control, confidence, and peace of mind. Guiding widows to financial wellness is what makes Wings for Widows unique. And while it's not all we do, it's the core of what we do because nobody else in the country is doing it. And we are honored and privileged to be doing it. So that's who we are and what we do. But to understand our significance, you must understand the widow crisis. Let me frame it up for you. Losing a spouse is the most stressful experience in a lifetime. Number one, top of the Holmes Rahe Life Stress Inventory, as you can see, stress begets secondary stressors, and none of the consequences of stress are good or healthy. There are many myths surrounding widowhood. For example, when we think of a widow or a widower, we may picture an elderly person at the end of life. This just isn't the case. In fact, the average age of a widow in the US is just 59 years old. Nearly half had children living in the home at the time of loss. Death is indiscriminate, therefore, so is widowhood. Widows look like you and me and come from all walks of life. There are more than 15 million widowed men and women in the US. That's 7% of the American population aged 18 or older. And nearly 3,000 women join the widowed ranks every single day. It's almost unimaginable. In fact, if you've joined us tonight and you're married, there is a 70% chance that you will experience widowhood in your lifetime. So, what is the crisis I'm talking about? Well, most studies have found that widowhood elevates the risk of mortality. The number of chronic conditions, nursing home days, physician visits, and healthcare costs increase more among widowed persons than among married persons. In fact, 33% are diagnosed with a new mental or physical health issue within 1 year of losing their spouse. And elderly, non married women, including widows, remain at high risk of living in poverty. About 60% of elderly poor women are widows. So clearly, the deck is stacked against widows and widowers, yet there are not enough resources available to help widows navigate this incredible life change. It is unimaginable, but it's true. And that's why it's a crisis. And that's why Wings for Widows is significant. We are one of the few resources on the front lines, and we are the only free financial resource for widows. And that's why we're here tonight asking for your support. Folks, I hope I've been able to give you a sense of who we are, what we do, and why we matter. But why don't we hear from someone we've helped recently? Please let me introduce our Director of Widow Services and host of our Rise Widow Forum, Leanne Lorian. Leanne?
Tonight, we are honored to share one of our stories with you. I am just thrilled to introduce our guest tonight. In July 2020, in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic, Cheryl O'Shaughnessy lost her beloved husband, John. Cheryl was referred to us by O'Halloran and Murphy Funeral Home in St. Paul, and Maureen Revac was assigned as Cheryl's coach. Please meet Cheryl and Maureen. Welcome.
Thanks,
Thank
Leanne.
you.
Cheryl, would you share a little bit of your story with us?
Out of the blue, John did not die of COVID. John got pneumonia, and he went and he got antibiotics, and I thought everything would be fine. And the next thing I know, they called and said he went into septic shock and was ventilated, and I should get to the hospital. And in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, he was gone. And O'Halloran and Murphy handed me a sheet with the phone number of Social Security and maybe something else on it. And I remember vividly, so much I don't remember then in the fog that Maureen explained to me, Griever's fog. And I thought, well, what do I do? I mean, that can't be it. I said, there's everybody tells me there's so much to do. What else do I need to do? And he said, I wouldn't know. And I said, well, you've got to find me someone to help me. You just have to help me. I don't know what I need to do. So I don't remember if it was a few days later or called me and he said, I have found an organization called Wings for Widows, and they're going to assign someone to help you. Maureen reached out, and God bless you, during COVID, we agreed to meet outside.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she showed up with this workbook. And she said, I'll help you figure out what you have to do.
And sometimes you learn, I know from experience, sometimes just putting something in the mail is hard to do.
It's huge.
You know, and it's making sure those tasks get completed. And when I first met Cheryl that first time, you know, she was overwhelmed. And she's a smart lady. So you're overwhelmed and you're trying to grieve at the same time. I think that's what's hard is you have all these things to do and you really need to take the time to grieve. And so I handed her the workbook and it was really more about, let's just tackle one little thing at a time. We're not going to solve it all in one meeting. And when you do coaching sessions with us, we just kind of keep going through the checklist.
A lawyer will tell you what you have to get done. Wings for Widows tells you how to do it and explains it. And the comfort was you don't feel dumb, you don't feel inadequate. She'd just say, either you've never done this and didn't know about it, or that's okay, you're grieving and you're in a fog, here, I'll go through it again. And then if I said, I still don't get it, she'd say, that's okay, let's do it a different way.
You know, when we'd have a session, it was really, I think there was some comfort in knowing that, okay, today I don't know where this is, I have to do this, but I have a session with Wings for Widows, with Maureen, and a coach, you know, next Tuesday. So there was just comfort, I think, for Cheryl saying, I'm not gonna stress about this, I'm gonna put it aside and I'm gonna save up all my questions. So here's a question I think I probably know the answer to, but would you recommend Wings for Widows to others?
Where do I begin and
why? Yeah.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
For me, the reason why I'd recommend is someone to walk beside you, someone to tell you step by step when you're just so overloaded and overwhelmed, it's okay, here's what you do. And when you finish that, I'll help you with the next thing. Your major emotional support system in life, your rock, your anchor is gone.
Yeah.
And you're drifting. You're just floating around in this sea of confusion.
And that's why we team up a widow advocate with a financial coach, you know, so that there is someone that's done this walk before to help out with that. And then we've got this just wealth of expertise at our fingertips when, you know, of certified financial planners to help, you know, with the financial stuff. And we found that the partnership of both things really, really is needed and really helps.
But I think the one more thing I want to say, is thank you for Wings for Widows, because really, I just had no idea where to turn or what to do. And what they don't understand is you need someone to help you figure out what has to be done.
Thank you. This has just been marvelous, and it just reinforces what we all want for this organization, that we come alongside and just kind of carry your heart as long as you let us, and we want to be there for you as long as you need us.
Jen Bostic is an inspirational country pop gospel singer based in Nashville, Tennessee. Her emotive songwriting and powerful vocals have been touching hearts around the world. The song you'll hear tonight, Jealous of the Angels, reached #1 on the iTunes singer-songwriter chart and has over 3.5 million views on YouTube. Jen has performed on the stages of the Grand Ole Opry, Ryman Auditorium, and Jazz at Lincoln Center. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Jen Bostic.
Hi, my name is Jen Bostic. When I was 10 years old, I was in a car accident that unfortunately took my dad with it. He was the first person to inspire me musically and to encourage the dreamer in me. And after I lost him, songwriting just became the therapy that allowed me to grieve. And about 10 years ago, I wrote a song with Jimmy Fortune and Zach Grunquist that changed my life. I vulnerably shared everything that I had felt walking through losing my dad and poured it into one song. I never planned on performing this song live, but one night at the Bluebird Cafe, everything in my heart said, play that song for your dad. I played the song, and a woman came up to me after the show, and she said, I know you played that song for me tonight. I lost my dad 2 days ago. In that moment, there was a shift in my heart, and I knew that if the worst experience I ever had to walk through could somehow translate into a song that would help others during their time of grief, that I had a responsibility to share that. So I've been sharing this song around the world for the last 10 years, and it's been incredible to see what happens when I'm vulnerable and share this song. Walls start to come down for people, and it gives them permission to be vulnerable as well. My heart to share this with Wings for Widows is so strong because my mom is my best friend, and losing my dad meant she became a widow. And without the incredible community around us to support her, support us as a family, I'm not sure how we would have gotten through. So I'm incredibly honored to have this opportunity to sing for you. This song is called Jealous of the Angels. I didn't know today would be our last, that I'd have to say goodbye to you so fast. I'm so numb, I can't feel anymore. Praying you just walk back through that door and tell me that I was only dreaming. You're not really gone as long as I believe. There will be another angel around the throne tonight. Your love lives on inside of me, and I will hold on tight. It's not my place to question, only God knows why. I'm just jealous of the angels around the throne tonight. You always made my troubles feel so small. You were always there to catch me when I'd fall. In a world where heroes come and go, well, God
I just took the only one I know. So I'll hold you as close as I can, longing for the day when I see your face again. But until then, God must need another angel around the throne tonight. Your love lives on inside of me, and I will hold on tight. It's not my place to question, only God knows why. I'm just jealous of the angels around the throne tonight, singing hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I'm just jealous of the angels around the throne tonight. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see. I'm just jealous of the angels.
Michelle Stanke Baumgard is an internationally known writer and speaker on grief and loss, fitness, and somatic healing experiences. She's the author of Healthy Healing, a guide to working out grief using the power of exercise, and founder of the groundbreaking online community, One Fit Widow. Her work has been featured in Huffington Post, Shape, Prevention Magazine, and countless other publications. Michelle has a powerful message just for our widows and widowers watching tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce Michelle Stanke Baumgard.
Well, hello everybody. It's Michelle Stanke Baumgard, author of Healthy Healing and founder of One Fit Widow. What I'm hoping to talk with you all about today is taking positive steps forward in your life after loss. Listen, there's no easy answers, and there's no right or wrong in how you conduct your life after terrible tragedy. But it's my belief that we have the opportunity and the choice to get up every morning and to take some kind of baby step forward. And movement is a metaphor for life. When you move, when you run, when you walk, when you swim, when you bike, when you put one foot in front of the other, you move forward. And that's the only choice we have after loss, is to pick up and move forward. And I believe you have the choice to take some healthy steps, some things that will make you better as a human, as a parent, as a friend, as a family member, that will help you take those steps forward in a positive way, and it'll help you grow, and it'll help you evolve who you are. So I'm going to give you, in my very short amount of time, just some of my basic favorite things you can do every day, small little steps, because nobody gets anywhere by jumping. We have to take the small steps daily to improve our lives. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is breathing. Breathing is central to everything that you are. So many of us have forgotten how to breathe. We breathe shallow, we breathe through our mouth. And when we breathe like that, we continue this spiral of living in fight or flight. Our body doesn't recognize a healthy breath pattern. Therefore, we keep our central nervous system in a state of fight or flight. So I want you to focus on deep breathing through your nose. And when you're feeling anxious, when you're feeling stressed, when you're feeling depressed, when you're feeling overwhelmed by what you're going through, return to your breath. I want that to become a force of habit. The first thing you do is return to a healthy breath pattern. So let me teach you one of my favorites. It's called box breathing. So if you imagine a square box, I want you to blow all the air out of your diaphragm. And then you're going to hold your breath for 3 to 5 seconds. The timing is not so much important as that you hold the breath. And then I want you to breathe deeply through your nose and expand your diaphragm out. Don't think of your chest going up, but your diaphragm going out through your nose, 3 to 5 seconds. And then I want you to hold for 3 to 5 seconds. And then I want you to exhale through your nose for 3 to 5 seconds. And then you'll hold across the bottom of that box for 3 to 5 seconds. Inhale through your nose for 3 to 5. Hold for 3 to 5, and then exhale for 3 to 5. Just that breath pattern repeated a couple of times. And as you get better at it, longer and longer and longer, will take you out of fight or flight, help you release any anxiety that you're feeling, help with stress, help with tension, and really help you in the moment get out of that fear-based central nervous system. Really important and really, really helpful. So make sure you incorporate that into your healthy toolbox. I want you to move. I mean, obviously that's the basis of everything I've ever done at One Fit Widow. Movement, like I said earlier, is a metaphor for life. You put one foot in front of the other and you take steps forward in your life. Listen, there is no right or wrong with movement. Go for a walk. Go outside. Deep breathe like I just taught you while you're walking. And hey, incorporate some nature and some natural sunlight, and you have a powerful, powerful tool in your toolbox to move forward in life after loss in some kind of a healthy way. Don't think you have to go to the gym for an hour. Don't overthink it. Don't think you're not doing it right. Just move your body. And here's a great tip. Write down some notes of how you feel before you go on your walk or before you go to the gym or before you go on a swim, and then write down how you feel after so that the next time you don't want to move, you can have a written log of how much better it made you feel, and hopefully it will encourage you to keep moving. My third tip, real quick, is I want you to start journaling. And I know a lot of people hate to journal, but here's a great way to start journaling. I want you to think about your thinking. I want you to think about your thoughts. I want you to witness them as they happen. So when you get up in the morning, witness the thoughts that are going on in your mind, because we can't change them until we become aware of the thought process that we have. So witness them and then journal on it. And the longer you witness those thoughts, after you've done it and it's become a habit, and you start questioning, why do I think that way? Why am I telling myself this story? Why do I have this false belief? Where does it come from? Then you can start telling yourself, stop. And you can start redirecting those thoughts in a more positive manner. Listen, I realize that life after loss is beyond challenging. I've lived it myself. I know how hard it is. It takes work to heal. You can't just magically arrive at this place of healing without doing the work. And little things like moving your body, focusing on your breath, journaling about your thoughts, and allowing yourself to heal not only your mind, but your body. Both entities need to heal in this process. You will come to a place of a life after loss where you always have that memory and that love for the person that you lost, but you're able to incorporate it into who you are now and take positive steps forward in your life. So promise me that this week you will add breathing every time you feel stressed and anxious. You will move your body every day in some way, no judgment. Any little amount is enough. It's okay. Work on it. Build on it. Do 3 minutes today and 3.5 tomorrow, and keep building. And you'll start thinking about your thoughts, thinking about who you are, and thinking about how you can become the next best version of yourself. You can do this. I know it's hard. I know it's challenging, but I also know you've survived one of the worst things that can happen to someone, and it's up to you to take the steps forward and heal. I'm sending all my love. Thank you for watching, and I hope you come and tell me how much some of these tips are incorporated into your life.
I'm thoroughly enjoying this program. You've heard a lot so far tonight, and I hope you're enjoying the program as much as I am. Awesome, and an awesome organization. Here is your opportunity to show your appreciation and support of this wonderful organization, Wings for Widows. As you now realize, Wings for Widows is the only organization that helps new widows through the harsh financial realities of life after loss at no cost. Let me say that again. Wings for Widows never charges their clients. Widows do not pay for their financial advisor or the financial planning they receive. In the financial planning industry, this can cost as much as $5,000, but the cost to Wings for Widows is about $500 per widow. What an amazing gift they receive. Now, it's your turn to make a gift. Your gift can help extend their capacity to provide these critical services. Why not give a widow her wings tonight by donating the cost of her financial planning? Please support Wings for Widows right now. There are many ways you can give to Wings for Widows. Take this moment to do that. If you've tuned in tonight, or if you're watching this program later, you understand that Wings for Widows is the only organization focused on the financial wellness of widows by providing pro bono financial planning by the best in the business, certified financial planners. These CFP volunteers hail from Southern California to New Jersey to Tampa to Houston. They volunteer their time and expertise because they have a heart for widowed men and women. They want to make a difference with the widow crisis. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for all you do to make it possible for Wings for Widows to serve such a large community in need. Give generously, folks. If not tonight, I urge you to visit their website to learn more, and you can give there. If you'd like to make a more permanent gift, endowments are available. Simply contact Wings for Widows to learn more. If you've made a gift tonight, thank you. Thank you for supporting Wings for Widows and the men and women they serve. Earlier tonight, I said we were going to honor spouses that have been lost, and we're going to do that right now during our virtual candle lighting ceremony. This is a good time to locate your candle. In just a moment, we'll be lighting hundreds, maybe thousands of candles across the country while our next musical guest sings her latest single, Light a Candle for Me. So please let me introduce you to Mickey Spear. Mickey is a grief musician, author, and talk show host based in Minnesota. She has an important message for us tonight. Mickey?
Hi everyone, my name is Mickey Spear and I'm extremely grateful to be part of the 2021 annual benefit. As a grief musician, I love being able to create music that heals, and I'm beyond honored to be able to play my song called Light a Candle for Me for this virtual candle lighting ceremony as we remember those our hearts deeply miss. Please join me by grabbing a candle from your home or your house party box, and after your candle is lit, please visualize your loved one. Thank you.
You know some doors can't be opened, and words can't heal a heart that's broken. Holding me in your arms is what you really need. But in the meantime, you can light a candle for me and let the flame light up the room like my smile Your world stopped turning, but the love we share won't stop burning. I know one day we'll meet again, and there won't be a missing piece. But in the meantime, you can light a candle for me and let the flame light up the room like my smile used to do, and let the memories begin to fill your mind. Don't be afraid to say my name and begin to share your pain. And remember, I'm right by your side. No, we can't go back to the way it used to be. But in the meantime, you can light a candle for me and let the flame light up the room like my smile used to do, and let the memories begin to fill your mind. Don't be afraid to say my name and begin to share your pain. And remember, I'm right by your side. No, we can't go back to the way it used to be. But in the meantime, you can light a candle for me. No, we can't go back to the way it used to be. But in the meantime, you can light a candle for me.
Sven, that was beautiful. Mickey nailed it. What a wonderful song. Mickey, thank you so much. And also thank you to Jen Bostic for her encouraging words and inspiring song, Jealous of the Angels. We so appreciate you both sharing your wonderful gifts with us.
And thank you, Chris, for leading Wings for Widows, an amazing mission. Thank you to our guest speaker, Michelle Steinke-Baumgart, and her powerful message. And thank you to Leanne, Maureen, and Cheryl for a compelling testimonial to the great work this organization does.
You know, tonight would not have been possible without the commitment of our sponsors and presenting partners. We are so appreciative of your support and expertise. I also want to thank all the great folks at Wings for Widows. You complete me. God bless you all, your families, and all the great work that you do.
And if you donated tonight, thank you. If you haven't yet, there is still time to make a gift. You can also visit our silent auction, which is open for another hour until 9 p.m. Central Time. Hurry over there when we wrap up our evening.
Sven, I think we just have one thing left to do.
You mean this?
Exactly. We need to celebrate the future with a toast. I propose that all widowed men and women dream, hope, believe, and do. The future is waiting for you. From all of us at Wings for Widows, good luck and God bless.
I have a toast too, Chris. I propose we say good night.
Perfect.
Thank you for joining us. Good night, everyone.